Welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and this is our old friend ShootAndScoot, and a couple of really good TD games for him. And Shoot's very good in TDs. Suits his playstyle of being quite defensive, if I'm honest. He's platooned up here with Black Wolf, who is in the Challenger, and he himself is in the Stumpfwagen anyway, the Tier 7 German premium tank destroyer. This thing I really like. It's a great little tank. Was originally muted as a replacement for the E25, but doesn't seem to have been. So has only been sold a couple of times, I believe. For Christmas it was sold, and I think just after Christmas. So he is. Was it even on the tech? I don't know. Could be talking waffle. We're here on where are we? Properovka. It's a tier 10 game, so they're bottom tier, which is not ideal. Black Wolf is in the Challenger. Challengers, I think, is one of the worst tanks in the game. Well, it's certainly one of the most disappointing tanks in the game. It's just the gun alpha on it is just not good enough, in my humble opinion. It's basically a pretty fast, lightly armoured, very low alpha TD, and yeah, I found it really depressing to play. But that said, when you get through it, you get onto the Charioteer, which is absolutely awesome. So hey ho. So anyway, that's just to fill in the space as we climb up the hill. This Krupp-Steyr, whatever it's called, TD had a buff in its mobility in the last patch, so actually it's actually feasible to get up this hill. Previously it was not. It would have taken you far too long. So you're gonna have a hard time against all these tier 9 tanks. Tries to put a shot into the side of the turret of the T150, but T50, but no joy. But he can get the M103 when his turret's angled like that, so that's a bonus time there. Can he get under the bottom plate? No. Well, the shot went high and ended up on the top plate, which is never going to pen on a T54. The T29 hasn't learnt the lesson from the 103. Is he looking straight at Shoot? I think he might be. No, angled top. No way you're going to pen him. There's an IS-3A. He's now dead. Oh, there's a T32. They've got some seriously big turreted tanks coming up on this hill. But at the moment they're being seen off, which is good. But there goes some of their support. You can see Shoot trying to hit the hull of that T29. There's absolutely no point in hitting the front of the turret, because even if you had a tier 10 gun, you'd not go through that. Only if it's angled have you got a chance. If it turns to the one side or the other and you can hit it in the side, you might pen it. Well, he did already, but that's about it. There you go, penned him there because it turned. He's in a nice position. This tier 7 TD has really good camo values, and he's shooting through a lot of bushes there. Looks like Black Wolf has had to bail out over the cliff. The team are losing. It's 3-2, but we've done 1,000 damage that we know of. It's loaded a premium shell. T29 has obviously got 6th sense, because the moment he popped up, he got, oh, there we go, straight into the side of the T32's turret. Are you going to stay there, buddy? Oh, he is, you know. Nice. One more and can kill him. Ah, unfortunate. And he didn't. He held great fire discipline there. He didn't take the shot, even though he was probably very tempted. Likewise, T29 is coming up, baiting him to fire, but there's very little point, even with a premium round on this. And this tank has a really good gun. It's the long 88 that you get on the Jagdtiger, Jagdtiger 88. So it's a very good gun, but against even on the T29's upper plate, it angled like it was there, you got very little chance. Oh dear, oh dear. Somebody came up, took the bait. T34 came up now. Where is... Okay, so it's turned around slightly. We got 1400 damage now. There's that 103 again. Don't think he's actually come up far enough to get a shot, unfortunately. So can we see that love down below? Bit of love for the love. No, he's dropped down. I know it's not really love. It's it means lion or something, doesn't it? In German, I don't know. I'm not. Somebody will tell me. I'm sure Pixie will. He's very clever like that. So it's gone a little bit quiet, and this often happens on this sort of scenario, especially in an encounter game. There's a bit of a sort of pause as the battle, there's an initial sort of clash and lots of frenzy of activity, and if one side doesn't get a complete dominance, it tends to settle down into a sort of bit more cautious phase, and that's where we are now. You can see Black Wolf has managed to extricate himself and get back over the railway line, where at least he can provide some support. Looks like our T34 and the T100 are moving forward to try and clear out that that heavy tank that was down the back there. He must have pulled right back though, because they can't see him. Shoot's moving forward, thinks it's time to do that, which I don't disagree. Enemy have pushed down the 1-2 line. Oh, there's the T54. It's pulled all the way back into the corner. Wowza. There's a Borsig. She's trying to get her forward to try and support these heavies, but he couldn't get there before that T10 was taken down. There we go, there's a shot on the Borsig. Nice shot. Did you see that? He was trying to take this, he locked on, was trying to take the shot, and then there was a dead tank in the way. T34 is in the cap. Whenever he realises he's got premium loaded, I'm not sure he does. Now he's turned back into regular rounds. Still can't pen that thing though. But at least it counts as a reset because it was a critical hit. Seven plays 11. See, he does a lot of reversing. I always get it wrong. Whenever I reverse, I forget which way round I am and then try and drive forward, and actually I wanted to go reverse, if you know what I mean, and vice versa. So, I mean, remember, you could criticise Shoot and Black for being a little bit defensive here, but A, they're TDs, and B, they're tier 7 TDs in a tier 9 matchup. The Shoot's trying to get a shot on that T54, but without giving his position away. Nice shot into the side of him. He's pulled back, so there's a gap between him and the bush, which should shield him from being spotted. Somebody else is obviously spotting him. Okay, there's the Borsig. Can we take him down at least? Nice shot. Yes, he's down. Right, there's the T34 as well. We need to reset that cap. Nice. That's the reset done. T54 is coming round. Shoot decides to get in the bush again. Don't blame him at all. Nice hit. Leaves him 100 health though. You see the accuracy of this gun in action there. Oh dear, Scorpion G's gone down. We could have done with him. T34 still in the cap. Reset him again. I mean, crikey, we've done over 3,000 damage that we know of in this game. That was an unfortunate shot on the lurve. The shell just dropped like a stone. There's a T10 coming round from where our spawn position would have been, but Shoot's got enough problems. He can only hope that they can keep him busy. That's all. In fact, there's very little chance now. You got Black Wolf trying to hold off a T10 and a T37. Nice shot into the upper plate that time. There goes Black Wolf down. Shoot takes out the T34, which is a lovely shot. I mean, he's just eating these guys alive from range, and that's what this thing is great for. But unfortunately, trying to carry a game in this tank is not easy. And now he's one man against 6 tier 7 0 armor TD against 7 enemy tanks is not the kind of matchup you really want in an ideal world. This thing's a great support vehicle. It's just brilliant at just providing backup to your team. What it struggles at is oh my goodness, there's an Emil. I didn't even realise there was an Emil still left. Yeah, goodbye Shoot. So it's kind of going to be game over. There you go, he's spotted. He realises that he's just trying to get as much damage as he possibly can before the inevitable happened, and there it is. Good game though, well tried. So you know when you've had a good game and you get an ace tanker on a defeat, and that's what that one was. He got Bruiser, he got Fire for Effect, Defender, High Caliber. Finished up, of course, top of the team. 4,163 damage and 1 kill, 895 base XP. 4,000 damage in a tier 7 TD. I mean, it's twice what, just under twice what the Scorpion G got. I mean, just unbelievable. In fact, it's the highest damage of any player on either team, and he's in the bottom tier tank. 26 shots fired, hit with 22, penned with 17 for that 4,000 damage. He took 2 hits, all 2 penetrated because it's got what, 10mm of armor, something like that, ridiculous. 1,500 assistance damage and 73 reset points. He got a crucial contribution for doing very well. So look at the credits: 124,984 credits in a tier 7 premium tank. Very, very good. Did fire quite a bit premium, but even so, on a defeat, made 75,800 credits. And all the bonuses and being in a premium and being in a platoon gave him a whopping 2,500 experience for his crew. So really, really nice game. And you know, yes, you could say he was very, very defensive, but hey guys, that's the definition of a TD: defensive, and he was bottom tier TD at that. So I think he did everything he can to do 4,000 damage in a tier 7 in a tier 9 match. Yeah, great game, really good game. But he's not finished there. He sent me another TD video, so let's have a look at that. So this game shoots in a different kind of TD entirely. This is the T28 HTC or T28 concept. This thing is the reward tank that you get for completing the second set of personal missions. So you get the Stug for the first one, then this one, and then it's the T55, and then it's an object, something or other. So it's a it's a very, very different type of TD. This thing was originally developed to it was a concept basically the American Army developed to tackle what they thought were going to be the fearsome defences of the Siegfried Line in the Second World War. So this was very much frontally loaded with armour, designed to just roll forward and blast gun emplacements with the big ass gun that it's got. Never actually saw any kind of action. I don't think even saw anything beyond the prototype, if that. But Wargaming developed it as a reward tank, as I say, and it's a real doozy. I really enjoy it. Now, Shoot plays it in a very different way to the way I play it. Mine I use a bit like a heavy and bulldoze in, using that wonderful frontal armour. He likes sniping with his, and the gun on it is not actually that accurate, but it seems to work for him. So anyway, enough waffle. We're on Redshires. We're in a tier 7 game. It's obviously a tier 7 TD. He's platooned up with Dynamics and Purcell, who are in the Oni Japanese super obese tier 7 heavies. And he's come to the middle here alongside Tog, well, of course. Now, I guess the thing is with this game is that if you see that his team have got a considerable advantage on heavy tanks, so you could argue he doesn't really need to mix it as a heavy. he can play more of a TD type of role. But there are definitely two different types of... Oh, hang on. There's a T43 out there. This is a very inaccurate gun, so first shot, bang, straight through him. 304 damage. It's a 100 and something millimeter gun on this, so it hits hard for a tier 7 tank, especially when you're top tier like this. So as I was saying, the thing Wargaming were originally toying with the idea of changing the classifications of various tanks, so that it wasn't just heavy tanks, medium tanks, TDs, blah blah blah, but they sort of more reflective of their role in the battlefield. And one of the things they were talking about was assault tanks, assault guns, breakthrough tanks, that sort of thing, and this would definitely sit within that category. It's actually really tough to pen. Actually, the place to pen it, if you ever come up against one of the things, those little R2D2 machine gun turrets on the side of the tank, those things, you can see them from the front unless they're really well hidden. Sometimes people angle the tank really nicely and hide them, but if you can see them, there's something like 40 millimeters of armor, something, I can't remember exactly what, but they can be penned with ease. At this tier, even tanks firing gold are going to struggle to pen shoot. So anyway, enough kerfuffle and waffle, because I'm just filling, because not much has happened so far. Misses that shot on the T43, which was a shame. Would have finished him off. Can he get him here on the rebound? Yes, he can. Nicely done. So takes down that tank. The game's coming back round a little bit. It was, oh, I was going to say it was coming back round. Suddenly we lost 3 tanks in quick succession. It's now 6-3, which is not so great. Now the Onis are pushing their way forward. Oh no, it's 4-7. Good grief, this game has really gone tits up in a big way. And there goes Purcell, he's down now, so 4-8. So Shoot's now kind of debating, what do I do? I mean, this thing is slow moving, it's susceptible to artillery, like all slow moving vehicles. And I think he's doing the wise thing. He's pulling right back. He's saying, well, they've got to come over that hill. They've got to try and take our cap from us. Now they can feast on the Tog before they get to him, but if he can get into a decent defensive position, he's got a chance of holding up here for a while anyway. The Rudy's now popped over. It doesn't look like... Oh, I was going to say, yeah, it's weird. Okay, so early on that confirms what I thought. He was shot by the T43. Shell bounced, but his sixth sense didn't go off, so I wonder whether he didn't have sixth sense on this tank, but clearly he does. Probably they were aiming for the Tog behind him. Dynamics has gone down, which is a shame, so... Oh, there's a Su-100 up there. Look at that lovely angling there. Nice shot. Jackson next. Can we hit him? Oh, see the inaccuracy of the gun. Nice. Almost one shot to Jackson. Can he finish him off before he dies? Somebody just landed a shell in. Rudy's been taken down. There we go. But we do lose our Hummel in the process. But it's back a little bit more balanced. 7 plays 11. Tog is getting a working over, but that's what they're for. They've got loads of armour. Where's that IKV? The shoebox. Magic shoebox. One thing Shoot is very, very good in is reading the little mini-map and anticipating what's going to happen. He saw the fact that they were going to overrun on the hill and pulled back early enough that even in a big slow-moving tank like this, he was able to get away in time. Wasn't drawn there by the IS either, waited for the IKV, took him down too. Now, that was a good play as well. Didn't get sucked in to move around. It would have been easy to pull around and go for the IS. And that would have probably meant he would have been hit by the IKV instead. Unfortunately, the Tog's down. It's just him and the E25 left. Someone's in the cap, which is going to be the T28 AT. What am I talking about? We've got 3 tanks left, so that's not so bad. Looks like the E25's working over the Burt, which is great. So now it's back to 10 plays 12. Can he get a shot on either of these boys? Oh, come on, finish him off. Yes, nicely done. Guns out the game at this stage is critical. There's an IS left and the T25 in the cap area. Oh, there's an 87 in the cap area, that's what it is. Okay, IS is down, taken out by the E25. The Shoot's doing actually a really good job here, just keeping these guys lit up so that the E25 can take them on. Right, it's moving forward. T25 has a good 90mm gun, but only manages to track shoot. You can see the angling's doing there. Look at that beautiful bounce. I think the guy was aiming for the little cupolas on the side, but obviously didn't manage to take him, so he's down. Right, loading a bit of premium. Needs the extra punch. There's a Su 152 somewhere, but we've not seen him all game. Right, 87. He's just keeping him spotted. Took a shot there. Was lucky not to be tracked up in the air. That would have been a bit of a disaster because he's used his repair kit. But he's basically just keeping this guy and baiting him, just keeping him busy while the E25 comes around behind. And 87 must be pulling his hair out if he had any. Switch to premium, but he can't pen. Okay, now's your chance. Here goes shoot. He's seen the oh, the E25 got taken down. Nice shot into the side of the AT. Now we've got an interesting matchup. Two big brutes of assault type tanks against each other. Shoot puts one through the turret. Well done, well done, nicely done. Okay, so just that Su 152, and he takes down Shoot. Where the hell was he? Where the hell was he? Oh, what a nightmare. I was not expecting that at all. Unbelievable, unreal shot. He's never ever been spotted, that Su 152. Just extraordinary. So it was a definite case of double defeat, unluckiness really from Shoot on both those TD games. Played very, very well in both cases, anticipated what the enemy were going to do, dealt with it really well. But in that last game, that Su 152, he must have a hell of a camo crew on it, because that tank isn't a great camo tank. Yet he took out the E25 and he took out Shoot, and at neither occasion was he spotted. Wow. So first class for that in defeat. He got duelist, he got fire for effect, tanker sniper, and top gun, of course. I say of course, I didn't even realise he had got a top gun, so yeah, go figure. He finished second on the team, 2,541 damage, 7 kills, 682 base experience, 14 shots fired, hit with 12, did damage, or penned with 12 for that 2,500 damage. He took 8 shots in return, 3 of which penned, 5 did not, including that last one, which was the Su shot that obviously cleaned him up. Blocked 960 damage, 32,000 credits. I think he must have got was that Crucible Confirmation, or maybe he was running some sort of booster there. So, but he fired a lot of gold, so he actually ended up losing 1,000 credits. Now the thing about these reward tanks is they don't have the multipliers that the normal premium tanks have. You can still use any crew in them, and they do get a premium vehicle bonus here, but they don't get as many credit generations as some of the others do. So you don't make as much money on them. In fact, in most cases you don't even make money on them, and their experience modifier isn't as high. So, but he still made nearly 2,000 experience on a loss with these premium accounts. So, GG. So there you go. A couple of nice games from Shoot in TDs. Very different types of TDs, but ultimately the same result, a defeat. Oh well. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Please, please, please. In the meantime, enjoy your games, have fun, and try not to take it too seriously. It is just a damn game. And I'll see you again soon. Gamer Dom, out.